both teams start in their respective warp gates. We've got the Alpha and the Omega teams color-coded in red and blue respectively. Rules are no construction, no Colossus, and no Bastions. Wow, that is massive. That are crossing the road. My God, this is a slaughterhouse. It's not enough.
Hello. Welcome everyone to Outfit Wars Season 5, the second iteration of Outfit Wars on the Nexus Battle Island. I am Eternal. Joining me today for this wonderful cast is Planet 9. What's up?
Hello, I am Planet 9, and yeah, I'm gonna be the second caster for this cool match.
Yep, let's go. First stream, first co-cast, so this will be Scuffed Goblin Productions, so forgive us in advance for any technical difficulties happening along the way. Let's go over the rules of Outfit Wars real quick, since I'm sure for a lot of you this is the first time that you might be witnessing Outfit Wars, of course. So Outfit Wars is a 48v48, so full platoon on both sides. Sure, there can be disconnects, and that might lead to people having less numbers, but you can have up to 48 members per team. There's a red team v blue team, but it can be same factions playing against each other. So NC versus NC, VS versus VS, TR versus TR can happen. No Bastions or Colossi, unfortunate. No construction allowed, but all outfit resources otherwise are A-OK. That means pocket orbitals, that means Citadel shields, etc. They start on
anvils.
Anvils as well, yeah. We start on balanced warp gates, so there are 3 neutral bases and 3 home bases for each team, including the Nexus, which we'll take a look at in a bit. You race to cap the neutral bases, and then you try to control the most territory as possible. And the match ends if you do warp gate the enemy, which means you cap their Nexus base. Teams get 20 minutes to prep, and then the game lasts for 45 minutes or until once again the warp gate is captured. Right, so if you have any questions in the chat, we'll try and answer that as we go. We can take a quick peek Nexus itself. So this is how the Nexus will look like. So again, no construction, Bastions, Colossus, Alpha resources are allowed. Each of the teams will have 20 minutes to prepare in their Nexus warp gate. They can pull vehicles and do whatever in there. You see Bitter Gorge here. This is how it's going to look like. 3-point base, 2-minute 20 fast cap if you take all 3 points. The only neutral base with an air terminal, I believe. Granite Head Reactor, this is the middle base. Very important as it gives you a lot of connections to others. And you have the Scuff Tech Plan, otherwise known as Arazek Satcom, as the last neutral base. 3-point base as well, 2-minute 20 fast cap as well.
Yeah, and you see a lot of teams prioritizing Granite Head Reactor in this format just because it controls the entirety of the southern lattice. and usually no more than a squad from each team will show up at AirZX.com.
Yeah, air is very important as well, and having closer air through Bitter Gorge is also a plus. We take a look at Nexus Alpha and Omega. We saw Hydroponics a little bit ago. Home bases are mirrored from each side, so they may be called differently. But as you see here, Argent Pass and Slate Canyon Hold, they are mirrored, so they're the same base. It's just that they're in opposite territories from each other. So, about the two teams, you haven't really talked about them much, huh? So, it's Recursion versus VCats. Two titans of the scene, both second and third, respectively, of Recursion and VCats. They have played last year in semifinals. Recursion won 6 bases to 3. And rosters are different this time around. Recursion's faction, very important, is different this time around. They're playing on NC.
Yeah, NC is such a big advantage, just with Jackhammer especially. I think Jackhammer is probably the biggest difference in terms of faction, but also NC maxes are like actually absurd.
Yeah, very much so. Mods, can we have someone start a prediction, please? Yeah, that's a very good call. If someone can start a prediction before match start, that'd be sick. Important thing to note about maxes, very good that you brought that up. Maxes do not revive this time around compared to last year. So they also cost 350 nanites instead of 450. So that's an important point to follow. And base captures in general, they work slightly differently. The timer needs to be actually going if you want to start a back cap. So for the 3-point bases, let's say I only have one of the 3 points, but the timer hasn't started yet. I can still start the back cap elsewhere. We'll see that apply itself. We'll look at like examples in game once it actually happens.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of instances last year where teams would cap a base and then get like wiped off a point and not be able to back cap, and that will not be a thing this year.
Indeed. About the two teams themselves, though, who do you think is going to win, Planet?
I think Recursion has a stronger roster this year. I think VCat's roster is a little weaker, although their infantry is still very strong, and I think they have some new additions. But I think they might have lost some of their pilots, and Recursion's roster has gotten, I think, a lot stronger from last year with the addition of people like Shades and Mobby and the Umai group. And
yeah,
Cyrus and Spirit are still going to be back.
Yeah, Recursion has brought some of their old-time boomers back for this time around, and yes, it seems like they've bolstered their ranks with some ex-BWA players or made players. If you've seen the Splinter fit that they made, some of their players joining Recursion. So I do agree that Recursion will come out victorious this time around as well. I do not think it's going to be a Warpgate victory. I think it'll be possibly a 7-2, 8-1. We'll have to see. As we're gonna look at the openers here, since there's 1 minute left.
Yeah, you can see Recursion has what looks like double pulls. There's a hell of a lot of ESFs, a couple Liberators, not really any tanks.
Yeah, and VCats on this side here. I'm not VCats right now. That's a lot of size. Might be wondering why there's so many size, so many galaxies. We talk about double pulls. Is that you pull one vehicle or one aircraft, as you see, and you can pull another one as long as you give control of the previous pulled aircraft or vehicle, and it has 5 minutes to despawn. But you can have, if you unlock it for the rest of your squad or platoon, people can start hopping around each and every one of them to reset the despawn timer. So you'll see people getting rid of aircraft that way and then getting back to another one, and it saves nanites. So looks like we're gonna see the match start here.
Yeah, Recursion is in the air. They are just about to exit their warp gate. Here we go. I think air is going to be a decent bit more contentious. We've seen Recursion in the air a lot more recently on live servers. I'm sure they've been practicing for this moment.
They have a fast Reaver, and they had someone drop on point Recursion has, so they're gonna get probably point first here. We're gonna see how the air battle happens in a bit, but Recursion having more singular Reavers, it seems.
Yeah, I see Recursion has anviled in a bus over at Grenahead. There's not really any VCats to contest it, so we'll get that deployed.
Okay. Damn it, we didn't have mods make a prediction. I will ask for mod next time and I'll do that myself. Delta, I am not mod. I can't do predictions, bro. So while this is happening, point is flipping. I think I might have to adjust the colors here. Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, we see Recursion's bus is about to go down to a full squad of VCATs who are getting air to grounded on their way down.
I gotta... Give me a sec, I gotta fix the...
Recursion Max on
Alright,
A point at
colors.
Granite Head going down. VCATs, good win.
I don't even know how to switch it so that it gives it to default there. Well,
In the air, it looks like Recursion has basically wiped VCATs there.
fire colors. Let's try that way. No. I'll fix that in a second.
Yeah, we see VCATs with basically no sides left up, and at least 2 Recursion Reptiles up above Granite Head.
Yeah, so Recursion having dominant control in the air, and they're keeping all of their Reavers up. And we're gonna see another pull. It looks like a slight pull from VCATs, a bit of Reavers. I wouldn't go out of the warp gate if I were them. And their galaxies are staying put in the warp gate. They're not moving at all.
Yeah, here at Granite Head, VCATs has a couple squads of infantry set up at A point, but it's going to be literally impossible for them to push out. So we'll see what they decide to do, but it's certainly a rough position on Granite Head.
Yeah, we're gonna check over here. But VCAT's having control of A and C for now. I know colors are a bit scuffed. I'm gonna try and see what helps better with factions here. Maybe this is gonna help out more. Nope, that doesn't work either. Oh, Alpha Wars coloring. Oh, Empire colors. I have
Something
been
about audio channels?
I've been trolling. Audio channels. Audio is stuttering. Bad audio. I might have to check that out.
Yeah. Well, VCATs almost has all 3 points at Granite Head. They haven't taken down all the Recursion spawns though, so I have to imagine Recursion is going to try to wipe up some of these points.
Okay, fix the coloring for now. So if we look at the map real quick, minute 23 left on Bitter Gorge. This is in favor of Recursion here. VCAT still holding control of Granite Head for the time being, but Pop is in favor of Recursion. They're gonna go ahead and flip C. They still have control of B. Gonna take a quick look at C here. But really some control. There's not much happening actually. Maybe some fights here and there.
Just the VCAT squad chilling on A with a Max, and they're not going to get to slog.
Wait, they can have 2 Sundays that close by deployed? Wait, that's sick.
Yes, they've been
Yeah,
pulling out their rulers.
Bitter Gorge still because Arezak not touched at all. Yes, I did figure out the coloring in the end.
Play.
Sorry, chat. Again, first time. This will be. There are some technical difficulties that will happen. Pretty sure. So 3 minutes 12 left on this. If we take a look at Bitter Gorge, there's a bit of fighting happening there, but we're gonna stay at Granite Head since there's more action to be had here. Push by Recursion.
Pushing in, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining VCATs will stop this.
Yeah. And they're completely gonna flip here for now, it seems.
Yeah, and just you can see the vehicle control around the space is just obscene for Recursion. Like VCAT's air repulls have kept the Reavers at bay from air to grounding, but just the armor presence and proximity to these points.
Do they have as many Reavers in the air as they had before? Well, there's still a sizable air presence, and the VCAT's gals are out of the warp gate, and there's gonna be a bit of fighting happening between the air here. Oh, there's a Liberator as well for VCATs. Not normally seen in big fights since it's not the most, I don't know, it's very frowned upon usually, Liberator. There's better air to be pulled in this case. I think this Valk is going for a drop here. No, it's just gonna be their lead spade. It's gonna drop. I wonder what he's cooking.
Yeah, I see a few of them in the hills, but yeah, there's like 6 people over here at the hill. I'm not really sure what they can do here.
Recursion is taking more and more control of Granite Head as we speak. As they're getting C point right now, VCats is in trouble. If they do want to get Granite Head, they need to move and then move fast.
Yeah, it looks like VCats might have just lost a bus over here to these 3 Recursion Vanguards.
Yeah. Bitter Gorge is already in control of Recursion. If they lose this as well, it might be a disastrous start for them. So I don't see them going over to C. Anything happening at B? Not really. They're kind of late on this push over here, and A point is kind of a wash. So I think this is gonna go to Recursion.
Well, there's a Gal, but it is just too late. It might be just a rough Gal, actually.
Yeah. Menace and a Max holding them down. VCats getting slaughtered, trying to get to that Sunderer, but yeah.
The VCats rough Gal's pulling. It looks like VCats has local air control at least, but the Recursion repulls are going to come in soon.
And Slate Canyon happening. Is there a setup at all? Yeah, St. Celestine coming with a bus. It's gonna get destroyed though, you gotta think, by VCats who've spotted it out. Good play.
Yeah, just a very light flip.
VCats are dropping though, they're gonna wipe this very quickly. Make sure to try to get connection back so they can either cap a Bitter Gorge back.
I'll go check out Hydroponics.
Yeah, hydroponics happening. Gonna take a look at that.
Yeah, and Recursion is on point and looks pretty solid. They have a spawn up, they're pulling maxes. Like, they're gonna get set up if VCats cannot
Oh
contest
goodness,
this.
yeah, you see the maxes. Do they have a Sunday spot nearby? They do. They have a
Yeah,
Stealth
they do.
Sunday. Very well placed, right nearby. Right next to that's not Skin, that's door 1. So, yeah, they'll be able to have good access to the building. They have maxes. They should be pretty strong on Nanite still, since they didn't have to pull much air or vehicles Recursion in order to try and break holds. Couple of beacons up for both sides. Again, beacons are very important to kill first, so you don't get those pesky little trickling drops, and you want to keep all your nanites up, right? You don't want your maxes falling from like different beacon drops happening. A lone LA or a heavy with C4 coming in, kill your maxes.
Yeah, VCats is getting set up on the roof with the beacon. But
Yeah,
we'll see where they decide to drop.
I mean, this is fun and all. They do have a bit of time,
They're
but
dropping door 1. They are in door 1.
they are in door
They're gonna
1.
have to deal with this max.
But they are in double doors as well. Double doors got wiped. Door 1, let's see how it goes. Oh, Zyros and a max. Yeah, you're not gonna get through that very easily.
Yeah.
Hero 0.
And
Spade
the
going for the
crossfire from the
C4.
catwalk.
Zyros is solo. Can he finish it? No. Spade's not gonna be able to finish off Zyros. Zyros
They
lives
have
another
point.
day. They're gonna have point for a time being here, but Recursion can just get set up again. Zyros needs to live though. He has no engineer.
It doesn't look like Recursion has any medics that survive that.
He's so low. Oh, he's finally gonna go down as there's gonna be a push from Dubs. Recursion coming back in from Skinny. And they're gonna get point access maybe? Oh, they're trying to. They have 1 max left. And with the Maddox, that's very powerful.
Yeah, but there you could really see the difference where the walls on short and fat, because VCats were able to get point without clearing the top 50s. VCats doing battle on point.
VCats didn't bring maxes though. They're using C4, and that's fine at all, but they're not really hitting the maxes. This max is very low. It's gonna retreat, but he has an engineer to rep him up, right? But VCats needs to use their maxes more.
Yeah, and they get counter push from long, and it's really rough.
Yeah, the max control for VCats is not it right now. Satcom going in the way of Recursion, as that's gonna be uncontested. VCats doesn't have a lattice to try and contest this. Lake Canyon still being contested, hasn't been flipped yet. Oh my god, Osher, point control. Wait, so this is gonna be directive score for Conquest Osher. Interesting, okay.
VCats
back to
taking
the
main
point.
spawn, they're just pushing across the bridge. I'm not sure how this is going to go for them. But there's not really any air to ground around.
They have beacons set up. They're not even trying to pull armor. I mean, look at this armor for Recursion on the side here, on the north side, acting as air deterrents. There's some size over there, but they're constantly getting harassed. Sure, they have the Reptiles here to try and take control a little bit, but they're not being escorted by sides. They're kind of on their lonesome, and if Recursion really wanted, they can focus them down, which they're gonna try and do here.
Yeah, you could really see the synergy between the recursion armor and air because Vcats they have some air control. They just can't get any air control around the point, which is what's important. And you can see the recursion air to grounders are making a big difference here.
Looks like we're gonna see a bit of a deferred drop onto Slate Canyon as VCat's gonna try and secure this as well. Sunny's gonna get destroyed. The Valkyrie's doing good work with that, and we're gonna follow the push as it happened in Slate Canyon here. Max is again. Max is gonna go down. Black's gonna go down at his max. They have one left. La Ninja, actually two. Two big fragging players in Maxes, but they're about to go down one by one as VCats. Yeah, they have much more pop. They should be able to win this handedly.
There's no quit in a TR, soldier.
Score is still 6-3. Slate Canyon will be back under under VCat's control. Sorry, as Recursion.
Yeah, and Recursion still has a very strong hold at hydroponics, and the extra pop that Vcats uses to clear out Slate Canyon is going to cost them some time on point here.
Now that VCat's got some time onto Slate, they can try and focus their efforts on the hydroponic, but this is going to get close, especially with the amount of maxes that they have. We can try and take a look here. So let's look at the setup. I see only one max, not two. Okay, so there's a bit of setup happening here, but it's the pop, right? Pop, VCats is not here yet, and look at the armor outside.
Yeah, and you have to ask, where are they? Like,
Even if they want to come with the Galaxy, it's not very well advised here because the armor is just going to shred it. Like, where's VCats trying to go? They're trying to go from spawn room here. It's not working out for them.
That is not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really need time to wear down these point holds with maxes, right? Like, you need to be able to deci, you need just to occupy all the doorways and shoot into the point, but VCats is not going to have time here.
VCats has given up on this entirely, it seems. They're not really contesting it. They've put all their eggs in the Slate hold basket. I see a couple of anvils away over there. What the hell is that about? Oh, it's just more armor. It's more armor being spawned. They're like in the hills somewhere. Oh goodness, this is a chokehold from Recursion. This is...
Yeah, VCats is flipping Bitter Gorge though.
I mean, is that gonna do anything for them? They're about to get back capped on
It's like all their pop. I think they have timer here? I think they have timer at Bitter Gorge.
Do they?
Yeah, they are going to have to defend Nexus however.
I mean, they're gonna get Nexus Omega capped. I mean, VCats is doing well setting up with maxes at this point.
Recursion spawns in at this bus, pull a couple maxes, see their squad going up to B point.
We're gonna check that, yeah. So Bitter Gorge, we haven't had to take a look at it yet. Oh, here's the dual galaxies for VCats. You guys might have seen it on live, but they pilot these very well, and they stay up for quite a while. As you see, the Reavers probably not equipped to deal with them as of yet. Probably air to ground, harassing VCats here and there. But as you can see, VCats are already getting wiped off different points here, left and right. A point. Recursion making their way onto A point.
The air to ground is such a big deal here. You can see VCats using the umbrella with the spawn beacon, but
yeah,
that spawn is not going to be good enough.
Do they have any buses set up underneath? No, VCats has nothing set up except for beacons.
VCats just anviled in a heavy anvil, so I assume there's going to be a pull, but no one's really coming to pull.
Is it going to stay up? I see the heavy anvil. Have they identified it, Recursion? No, they haven't seen it yet. They need to try and get a Sunder out of that instantly, but look, they're just staying on the C point. Hello? Anyone? Oh my god, this anvil could have been their savior, but they're not going to use it. And look at it, they're just getting air to ground.
And the Recursion air is getting closer to spotting it.
How they're doing at Nexus. Nexus is actually flipping. So they need something to happen here, or they need to go back and defend Nexus. Hello, VCats, you still have an anvil there that you could use. Yeah, it looks like they're not really interested. They're gonna lose C point as well. VCats not doing a good job. We're gonna go look at Nexus here and see how that is going.
I might have gotten stuck in a box.
Oh.
Relog.
Oh, looks like you're gonna have to relog. So Nexus is fine. That was just a AI bug, or a UI bug. Sorry. God, we love those. We're gonna go and check over to Bitter Gorge here. As VCats is still gonna hold C point. They're gonna be stuck here, however. They don't have really any means to try and push out elsewhere. Hello? Oh, I went too fast. Okay, we can't go through here. Goblin Productions. Okay, so setup. What do they have? Really only infantry since they only arrive with beacons. Does Recursion really care to take them out? Not really. I mean, as long as timer gets down to 0, they can start flipping Slate Canyon, as backup timers have been adjusted.
Recursion is not here on point yet, but they will soon be. They already have a bus setup and a beacon, and they're flipping point at Slate Canyon. So.
Yeah, I mean, VCats right now is just content holding second floor of this triple stack, but they can't really do much else as they're only infantry. No maxes, no armor to support them. They've kind of been left for the wolves here to fend for themselves, as even if they try to go on roof to get C point, there's a Liberator looking at them right now. There's air to ground just waiting to destroy them, so not really much to do.
Yeah, VCat's Valkyries coming in, but I think they're still out popped in this hex. They are not going to be able to break this hole.
Bit of an air repo here for VCats, but we see Twin Galaxies coming in for Recursion to support the air. As Recursion Air has been staying relatively healthy for the whole match, I would say. As not much happening at Nexus Omega for now. We're going to take a look at Slate Canyon, which I'm sure all the action's at right now.
Yeah, VCats is dropping in with from this mountain beacon that Recursion Air should be on soon.
So
They're just crossfired from the bus and also the point.
So VCats is relying on these beacons to try and get their spawns in. They need to start getting more and more armor. The armor play for VCats has been non-existent. Sure, VCats Mag Riders are not the best, but it's something, right? Yeah, you need something to support Sunrise. You need Sunrise, that's the big part. You need spawns elsewhere. Main spawn is not going to be it, and beacons. If you don't have air control, these are not going to last long.
Yeah, and Recursion has like 2 maxes on point. They are all set up with dampeners, heavies in every doorway.
Sorry,
it's gonna
side.
be hard.
I don't want to be in your way.
VCats has some air to ground here.
They have good angles onto the windows and such, but their infantry is not finding a good way in. Let's check out the Recursion hold here. Oh, a couple of maxes up there. They use the shield, the hard light barrier, to get a max on top of the server, so he's in a pretty relatively safe spot. You can also peek through the cubby here. They have another max downstairs.
Yeah, VCats now has pop in the stacks. They've got at least 3 spawns here.
VCats
But
infantry.
they are nowhere near cracking this hold.
Yeah, the VCats infantry is they're sort of poking and prodding. I don't know what this dampener is gonna do, or that's not a dampener. That's a hard light canopy. Sorry. Yes. But they're poking and prodding VCats, and they're not really getting much done. And on
Yeah, I don't think Recursion has been forced to expend too much, which is normally like what you want to do with
God.
these sort of weak pushes, right? Once you get Recursion to
The
expend
air to-
resonates battle.
the air to ground is just shredding them through and through. So VCats have already had to move their beacons over closer to point where they're even more destructible, or easier to destroy, I should say. As they're gonna try for a push here.
And meanwhile, VCats is on point at Hydroponics compound, but there is a Recursion bus up here, so as soon as Recursion wants to wipe this,
The stealth bus that we've seen earlier, they didn't take it out, huh?
yeah, it might be a different one.
VCats trying to crack the hold, and they failed miserably. Maxes are still up, they're very healthy. I'm sure Recursion has used a lot of nanites to try and keep the hold going, but VCats needs maxes, they need more. I wonder how they're doing nanites wise if they're not pulling maxes or air to ground or armor more like, because on the armor side they really haven't pulled anything.
Yeah, and Recursion can resupply literally whenever they want, right? Like, they are not going to run out of resonance at this hold because they just have this bus up here.
Oh, here come Twin Galaxies for VCats. What are they cooking over here? I mean, is there gonna be like a logistics squad swap to let people spawn in? What are you guys doing?
There's just no infantry to support these galaxies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why these galaxies were doing here to begin with. But yeah, VCats looks like they're giving up on this point. As, like you said, Hydroponics is gonna go, but keep an eye on Nexus Omega, because that's probably gonna get Cap started.
Yeah, VCats already spawned in here. They're setting up on point.
I mean, we can take a look at their setup. They did destroy the Sunday that was on the side. I think they have. Okay, very
But
good.
Recursion has a Sunday up at Nexus Omega, and they are spawning on it.
Okay,
rough.
might have to take a look at that because that, of course, if this caps, it's pretty much over, right? Where is their Sunder at? Is it underneath?
It's underneath, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So,
Recursion is gonna flip point.
oh, so he deployed as the... Okay, so you can deploy the Ant as long as it's an AMS. You can't deploy it for construction. So yes, the Ant has a way to deploy to spawn players as well that people do not know and do not use enough. So medium Anvil, get an Ant in, and you can get a discount Sunder if you want.
Looks like VCAT's is gonna commit to their hydroponics holds, which
I mean, they
Good
have
move.
time. Like, there's not enough VCATs pop to secure this, yeah, but to cap Nexus, it's 7 minutes, right?
yeah.
So VCATs is probably banking. Okay, we might get control of hydroponics here, and we're gonna go and take a look at it now actually, because the pop is more even. There's more chances for things to happen.
Yeah, and at hydroponics you can see VCATs has no maxes and no NG turrets,
Oh
which
goodness!
is just gonna be rough.
Like they haven't even tried to drop an anvil to try and secure this, and again, we haven't seen many orbitals used. Usually outfits have 2 stored. That's like standard. As points being flipped slightly as Recursion's gonna push
Yeah,
towards
VCATs
3.
is caught out on long.
Yeah. I mean, look at where VCAS is holding. You want them to hold point like this. The Recursion has maxes anywhere? No, not really. It's like, sort of like a dry push, trying to poke and prod, get VCAS to use some nanites, some resonates here and there.
They're finally gonna push them through short. I really would have liked for that push to happen a little faster, because crossfiring down short just seems like the best way to defend this point.
I mean, Recursion is not really in any rush to try and take this. The objective is to try and whittle them down to get them to use nanites, right? Because
Yeah.
Nexus is still going. It's even pop right now there at Nexus. Well, it's also even pop here, but Recursion doesn't... I mean, they kind of care, but they don't really care if VCATS even takes this back, because to try and take Arazek or Granite Head after that, you need to cap them. You can cap them in 2 minute 20 if you have all 3 points. If you have all the points, then the time to cap is going to be much higher, and then there's the complexity of like, oh, well, can you keep enough pop to have all 3 points up in your favor at the same time?
Yeah, and you can really see the difference between Recursion's hold and VCAT's hold here, right? Because VCATs cannot resupply. They are going to lose resources.
Smoochie's going on to point for free, and look at the rest of VCATs what they're doing. Like, this is just wasting time for them.
Yeah, VCATs... I really feel
Oh,
like
here
they
comes
should
the
be going
max.
point.
Here comes the max for Recursion.
Yeah, no one's looking.
No one is looking, but look at where VCATS is holding. How do they expect to handle any push if they're holding from so far away?
Yeah.
They're gonna get
They really need
completely
to be
wiped.
close.
Oh my goodness. And what's going on at Nexus? Nexus, okay, they've been pushed out of Nexus. So that explains the influx of pop and most importantly nanites being used to get VCATS out of here. So that explains that. VCATS is gonna route Recursion from their Nexus base. Does Recursion have the Sunday underneath still? Okay, they have a bit of armor still underneath. VCAT's working to get rid of spawns and any stragglers. I mean, they can still bring more armor here is the point. Recursion can start the cap again, get beacons up. VCATs really need to thoroughly wipe everyone out of here before they do anything. And they probably have another spawn on the backside. I haven't found it
Yeah.
yet. It's probably a stealth Sunday. Oh, there's a Sunday. It's underneath again. Oh, well,
Recursion
Too
is
bad.
on point with maxes.
yeah, well,
so-
Recursion's gonna get maxes. They're gonna get back on point, and you're back to square one in trying to recap territory.
Looks like VCATs is on hydroponics.
I mean, it's gonna be the song and dance again, right?
Oh yeah, they're here. And Recursion is not really set up to push this.
We're gonna check this. Recursion has committed a lot into Nexus right now. They have more pelt than VCATs at Nexus, but we're gonna take a
Right,
look
door
at.
2, we have a full squad from Recursion.
Okay, we're gonna take a look at it. Zyros abusing Max. At 350 and not dying, you can abuse a Max. VCATs haven't done a good job at all getting the Maxes down. So, Recursion, gonna use the canopy that you can set up over outside here to push through door 1. You can destroy it with 2 rockets, which VCATS has probably done. VCATS,
Yeah, but you can see this time VCATS is set up on point, and
Yeah.
they're doing a decent bit better, I think.
much better this time around with their hold. No Maxis still, but they have slightly more pop.
Yeah, and the counter push down long is going to wipe this recursion push.
They should be getting this point at this time though, but look at the armor outside for Recursion. They're set up to recap this anytime they want. And VCATS has to spend a lot if they want to try and secure this. Oh wait, these are not men, are they? No, never mind, they're not men.
Sure, recursion will get back in mode at some point.
Oh wait, they're spawning again. Recursion is spawned again. They're gonna try and resecure this. How's timer looking at Omega? Okay, it's getting at 4 minutes. VCATS didn't send anyone to Arazek or oh, actually they sent someone to Granite Head. I'm gonna check Granite Head real quick and see if they're gonna start cap. So
Yeah, they better do it fast.
is this Galaxy deployed? No, it is not. It's not a Lodestar. They haven't flipped anything yet. They still have some pop, but I don't see where they
VCATS is
are.
about to lose point at Hydroponics. Yeah, they're completely wiped here.
Are they gonna flip it back?
Yeah, they're flipping point, so
so-
that's it.
So Christian's gonna hold this now. So we're gonna look at Nexus, because that would be where VCATS wants to go next. Because this is the most problematic point for them, right? They lose this, they lose it all. So we're gonna...
Yeah, and you can see by this point in the match, VCAT's air is at least a little nanite starved.
I mean, where are the VCATS maxes?
I don't know. That was definitely a highlight of their play last season.
Yeah,
at least one max over
I
here.
mean, they had many maxes pushing points at times. Oh my god.
They really need to try to take one of these powerhouses. They're just pushing straight through mid, and it's not gonna work.
Okay.
Recursion set up with Caltrops. Oh, they're in. VCATS is in.
But VCATS is in through the other side. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but Recursion can counter push this with all the maxes that they have.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of
I mean,
maxes.
okay, I mean, look at this. Look what's gonna happen to VCATS right here. Like, just wait a sec. Let Recursion set up for like 5 seconds, and look what's gonna happen to VCATS here. It's gonna be a stomp. One side has maxes, the other side doesn't.
Here they go. Ooh,
Oh.
the bubble max.
I mean,
From Sail.
no. I mean, he's gonna just die instantly. I don't agree with that shield. Recursion not doing as well as I thought they would actually.
Yeah, but they have new spawns coming in, right? Like they can just reinforce
Oh,
this position as much as they
He
want.
got sort of pincering them here. They're gonna have reinforcements, Recursion. They're gonna try and set up their push again. They have a lot of maxes. Holy moly. A lot of C4 being committed, but none of the maxes are dying. Oh wait, one max has died. Okay, cool. There's 5 more. Good job. Good luck with the rest of them.
Yeah, Recursion has a bus set up on the other side too, so they're actually in the other powerhouse now. This crossfire is going to be brutal. The VCATS is moving to wipe them.
VCATS needs to start going from behind, from doors 1 to 3, and they are, as I say this. There's the setup here. Oh, there's the orbital. Okay, well, Recursion. Okay, everyone say goodbye to these maxes. So another change is that maxes are much more vulnerable to orbital strikes compared to last season. So as you
Yeah.
see, all of these nanites, these sweet juicy nanites, goodbye. Tin cans
Yeah.
down.
They finally get that orbital strike off, but you have to wonder if there was a point earlier in the match where that would have been more useful.
I mean, they have one more, and it takes 15 minutes to craft another. It is too late to try and get another one up. I know outfits do have... I mean, they could craft another right now. Any one of the leaders can do that, but is that enough? Oh, there's this cheeky stealth sending here, but not really useful. Hydroponics. Let's see how's that going. Oh,
I think Recursion is on point.
Recursion's still on point here.
A little precarious. Credit to the VCATS rep gals, they've stayed up. They've stayed up most of this match.
I mean, they haven't had much use. If
Yeah, that's fine.
if the repair gals were used logistically, like you swap them into Alpha and Bravo, let's say where
Yeah.
like your infantry is, you bring them into platoon and you get people to spawn in them. Now that would be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's something that's been missing.
Recursion back in control here, trying to get this back, but Yeah,
Yeah, they're occupying so much space, right? Like, VCats are just getting crossfired from door 1.
yeah. No movement can be had in Slate Canyon hold, sorry, until Nexus completely recaps. So all the action is gonna be either here or Nexus Omega if Recursion decides to commit again. They might be perfectly content with this, honestly.
Yeah. It looks like Recursion has had all their spawns wiped at Nexus Omega, so credit to VCats for that.
VCat's severely lacking in the armor department. I don't think they've spawned a single Sunderer to try and get spawns forward. This is something they need to go back to the drawing board and put some more focus on. Sure, they've been touted on live for like having their Galaxy Balls and using their Valkyries. Whenever you see a whole bunch of Valkyries coming, you know VCats is coming on live, right? But armor-wise, getting Sunderers up, they have been severely lacking in that department, and it is really costing them. And then the maxes too. Having no maxes was something we criticized Recursion for last year. They fixed it, and this year, them being NC, it's a lot better. Oh no, Apollo's in a burster max. And he stuck between a rock and Recursion.
Yeah, VCats is occupying the road, and it's gonna be so hard to
Apollo,
find spawn.
no! Apollo. 07. Oh, immediately gone.
Well, 16 seconds before they can get back up on Slate's Canyon.
Is that flipping completely? Yeah, and there's no Recursion pop, so... Oh, and there is some VCats pop at Slate Canyon, so...
But they're not on point yet.
Wonder what they're gonna decide and do. Are they gonna let this go completely? What's this one cooking? Oh, he's just locking on. Oh. Poor man. Nothing else to do.
Yeah, 1 VCats warrior, 2 VCats warriors are gonna come and flip Slate Canyon.
Okay, and at Nexus... Oh, Nexus is flipping again!
Oh no.
Oh, this might be all for naught, depending on what happens on point here. I think VCats are fully aware. Oh, there's a max! Let's go!
And Recursion wins the cab.
Oh, there's a VCats max, but he's alone! He has no support! Squiggles, run! Run for your life, stay alive! Oh, Dim Sum is popping off. He's gonna kill off Sandwich Police here. Squiggles stays alive, he gets some support. Dim Sum preparing C4, quite ambitious. He has a low life, gonna go down. And Blackson gonna take care of Spade to try to rush him. Oh, Blackson is so low. Blackson has 1 HP. Squiggles gonna actually go for the kill. Oh, the Aegis shield. The Aegis shield is broken. Okay, nerf Aegis shield, please. Okay, Blackson goes down. Can Squiggles survive?
Shuffling.
Oh
And he
my
makes it
god.
out.
He makes it out. Squiggles, the legend. The one proper AI max that we've seen for VCats so far. Doing work. Oh wait, there's another max. Let's go. Okay,
The spawns are not quite up here, so it's gonna take them a little bit to get back on point.
VCats may be listening to stream and finally starting to get some maxes up. A little too late though. Armor moving up here. Not have much to do. Probably on anti-air duty.
There's not much air. These are just the gals. We're sitting in Warp Gate.
Hydroponics, nothing happening. Slate Canyon, nothing happening. It's gonna be Nexus Omega where all the action is gonna be. Sail here. Force Commander. Candid Hawk. Skyguard duty.
I wonder if there's infantry in these gals as they come over.
They have not been good at utilizing gals at all.
Yeah, and there's really not.
Gotta take a look at point here. As I do hear the blue shifts happening. Okay, I see a lot more maxes, and they're suddenly with the maxes, they're doing a lot better in terms of
and
the
they're on
infantry
hydroponics.
fights. Whoa! It's almost like maxes help you win infantry fights. Oh, nice C4 happening at 50s here. Gotta take care of a lot of the Recursion maxes infantry, but here comes the repush. Oh my god, the C4 was very well placed there. And only Zyros is up. He's very low. He needs to back off. Resonates though. We know they're broken. Recursion gonna try again. Another Resonate gonna help them get up. Call Me BZ is playing with his life, and he does pay the price. He will go down. Zyro's gonna push in with the rest of his crew as VCats get completely wiped. Oh, no, Zyros had to use his Aegis shield very well there in order to avoid damage from the C4.
Recursion has
Recursion,
sent a squad over to hydroponics.
are they able to flip here? It's not flipping yet. Wait, what?
Oh, they have
Oh, they have both.
backups.
Yeah, both back caps. Okay, well played, VCats. Well played. Okay, so they've held the point here long enough so that they can start the cap at hydroponics. So, what do they have set up here? They don't have much pop. Actually, they have more pop than Recursion, but seems like a ghost cap so far. Oh, you see bloody glitch here. Okay, holding skinny, right angling. Okay, he stopped the right angle. I want
push
to.
at Slate Canyon.
Oh.
It's gonna be rough. for
VCat's doing
here.
this hold again. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this hold. Do something else with your hold, please. Get a max or two. Thank you. Let's look at Slate Canyon real quick.
Yeah, Recursion just wiped them off point.
Oh
It's-
goodness. VCats, yeah, we come here a little too late as we see the bodies of dead VCats on the ground. More spawns being committed to get this by Recursion. Pop diff indeed. As they can start capping Nexus Omega in 16 seconds. We're gonna take a look at Hydroponics again.
There's not really any Recursion to be seen here.
There's 8 minutes left in this match, so it's safe to assume that VCats has lost this. Bracket
But
points.
also, they probably won't get warp gated.
Yeah. Bracket points have already been allotted too. So the bracket points, you see the 365 and 135 points. Those are for tiebreakers.
Recursion dropping in on dubs over at hydroponics.
We're gonna go back to the action here, as Recursion does get inside dubs here. They're gonna try and break the hold.
Look, they are getting bulldog. They're really dying.
Wait, the
From
you mean the
Gals.
galaxies are being used?
Yeah.
I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Oh, the gals are being manned. Let's go.
Yeah, and huge. Recursion's
Finally.
wiping.
Some mid-game adaptation. Well, late-game adaptation. It's kind of late for these adaptations, if you ask me.
Oh, they just need a rest dude. It's so hard to play Asthmatic when you're getting bulldog outside of the goal.
VCats hold. We're gonna take a look at it as a couple of Recursion players try and go into the dubs room to try and wipe this. Resnade's being committed. They're gonna push even. Oh, that C4 was massive. Takes down a whole bunch of Recursion infantry.
But they're all getting back up.
C4 being traded left and right. Resnade being traded left and right. This is a competitive PlanetSide moment, if I've ever seen one.
VCats is gonna get wiped.
Point is getting flipped as VCats is gonna take control of it again. Funny that Point is not seeing the most of the holds, and Recursion is gonna wipe VCats here. Again, I don't agree with the hold on 50s. You're so restricted in space. You can funnel them better if you're on point, I feel. And you can use those barriers and bring them over elsewhere, but I don't know.
Yeah.
VCats haven't been doing well on the infantry side at all. Nexus.
Yeah. You can see like that 50s area is definitely an area prone to C4, but it is a brawl if you choose to hold it.
Yeah. Spawns being committed again by VCats.
And Nexus Omega is now out of play.
Yeah, they won't be able to cap it. When we say out of play, it's because it's at 6 minutes and 6 seconds to be capped, and there's 6 minutes 2 left on the match timer, so probably won't be capped. This is still in play, however, but I mean, does it matter if it's in play at all? I mean, the match is pretty much over.
Yeah. VCats now confined back to their warp gate.
Wait, that repair droid affected me as well? That's interesting. So yeah, bracket points have already been allotted to both teams. 365 to 135, those serve as tiebreaker points if teams have the same win-loss ratio. So if two teams are 2-2, standings will be decided by bracket points, and you earn them by getting more bases than the other. It gives you more bracket points per tick, and there's a total of 500 to be acquired by both teams during the match.
Yeah, and Recursion got basically as many points as you can get without warp gating your opponent, so well, they'll be pretty high up.
Yeah, without warp gating, yeah, that's a good point. Because when you do warp gate quickly, the rest of the bracket points go straight to the winner. So if you warp gate faster, you get more bracket points. If there's a tiebreaker scenario, the more bracket points you have, the better chances you have being a higher seed.
It's VCAT's pop at Slate Canyon, but it's... Oh, I guess... Oh, no, they are on point. They're just backcapped for 7 seconds, but they'll be able to flip soon.
Yeah, VCAT's holding well at Nexus. They have some pop at Slate Canyon.
Yeah, they're gonna have the flip.
That's what we're gonna check out next.
I wonder if this is one time. Yeah, just barely. They will be able to cap this if they have full focus.
So my bet earlier, if I put it into an actual bet, I would have won that bet. Recursion is gonna win in the 8-1 or 7-2.
Yeah,
And
and yeah, this is gonna get wiped too. It is going to be 8-1 for Recursion. And well played for them.
Yep, nothing left in play. Well played match by Recursion overall. So you've played in Outfit Wars last season. You've played for which team?
They played for KN1.
Okay. You've faced VCATs twice actually. Was there?
Oh yeah, we got rolled.
I mean, have you seen any differences from like the way they played now versus how you've seen them play last year? I mean, there are some glaring differences that have already been said, like maxes and a lack of sunrise and armor in general. But have you seen anything else maybe? Roster-wise, have you seen people that they've been missing that they don't have this year?
Yeah, I think they're missing a lot of their air players. Like, I run unstable ammo on my ESF. It was truly a terror
Oh,
last
Kaiser.
season.
Not like this, bro.
But yeah, I think last year when we played against VCATs, it was just a lot of the vehicle game that they were doing very well on. This, yeah, you see, like they were able to contest air for some periods of time. They were able to keep their rep gals up, but they were not able to get any proximal control of either domain around any points that mattered.
Yeah, and I feel like infantry overall, it took them a while to try and get coordinated enough to use maxes to really push people off. The C4 usage wasn't really well. The C4 use at all wasn't executed well enough. As I eat my words now as Menace goes down, but this had to be shown in the mid game and in the early game. Their maxes were staying up too long. Recursion's maxes, I mean, and it really cost VCATs because keeping those maxes up for so long, there's such a big difference in terms of like infantry versus infantry.
Yeah, it's extremely mana deficient. And I really want to compliment the cohesion between the domains of Recursion. You can see like they just have armor, and the armor lets their air to ground, even though VCATs like.
Oh, definitely. We've seen them hold their ground. They have stood there, but they've had a. Oh my god, I got a basic implant pack. Poggers. What did I get? Nanomesh specialist. Let's go. I mean, they've been largely uncontested, right? But they've seen that, they've recognized it, and their top guns, especially on the vanguards, have been anti-air, and they've been able to do as they please, really.
Yeah, just like Lane Smash for real.
And I think VCATs could have utilized these twin galaxies a lot better. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
it takes some
It might just
practice.
be a squad moving.
Yeah,
You just need to be able to move them.
Yeah, so it takes some practice, but if you move them into squads, because again, you can only spawn into a gal that you're in the same squad as. So if this player is not in your squad in a platoon, you won't be able to spawn in his galaxy. If you switch that up and put him in a different squad, get some players spawning into the galaxy and then move them into a certain base, get some faster logistics happening. It could have been
And this
good
doesn't
to
just
see.
have to be something that the FC does, right? Like they can move themselves into the squads if the squads are open.
Yeah, but that requires a lot of logistics, right? You need the players to be able to do that. It takes some practicing.
Yeah. Given the amount of effort that VCAT's devoted to keeping those gals up, I think it would be worth.
For anyone, we haven't seen much of this base, but this is the Scuff Tech Line Herzek. Might as well show it now since the match is ending, right?
Yeah. Jump pads are truly a feature of the space.
It is a well-designed base. I would like to fight here more myself, having only played in this base for like a grand total of 5 minutes.
Yeah, and there it is.
Yep. Recursion, 8-1, GG.
Want to solicit interviews?
Yeah, if both team representatives want to join us for an interview, we're waiting for you in the PSB TeamSpeak. So we're gonna go back to the casting desk. We haven't really had a chance to use the overlay, huh? Can you pull out the oh, as I got booted out of Nexus really, and I'm back in the sanctuary. So can you use the overlay and let's look at top kills real quick. Let's see if that
Sure.
works. Okay, so for it's small on my screen. So for Recursion, Kingping, also known as Rafal F1, if you haven't seen him, 90 kills, Spirit at 83. I cannot see the third name. I know Zyrus is in 4.
Silkosh. It's Silkosh.
Silkosh. Okay, it's small on my screen. Bear with me, right? As I
Yeah.
go back to the server here, we're gonna get a
Yeah.
good view of Sanctuary. Bam. Oh, that's sick, isn't it? And on the VCAT side, we have the oh, they're gone. I can't see them anymore. Well, rip. Maybe I'll check them out on the stream itself and not in OBS. Do we have anyone coming in for interview? Oh, I see.
Maybe St. Celestine.
Maybe Saint Celestine.
Yeah. And another thing I want to compliment VCuts on was their meta gameplay was a lot better this time around, because I think that was something that was very much so lacking in both their match against Recursion last year and also just like all their matches last year. So
Yeah, well, we are joined by Saint Celestine. We're gonna go to the post-match screen here, and I hope this is working. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So hello, Saint. Can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. GG's. Very well played.
GG's.
Very well executed by your side on all 3 domains, air, infantry, and armor. You guys had full control of all 3 of those domains. How does it feel getting your first victory here, knowing that you had a couple of more players that needed to adjust maybe to the Recursion style, and on all 3 domains actually, you guys probably swapped out your roster here and there. How did that feel?
You know, it's good. Obviously, getting the rust off, getting VCAT's very strong team. Definitely a little nervous about that,
For
but
sure.
I'm really proud of all my people. I personally did almost nothing. I crashed a Reaver, and then I crashed. So,
I mean, yeah, that'll happen for sure. On your end, you're FCing this time around, or are you just squad leading? What is your role in the team?
I am FCing, yes, on Emerald.
Oh, sick. Okay, you guys do have a recursion on Connery going on too. Are you guys gonna go as hard as you do on Emerald, or is it sort of like a side thing?
I would say that that's definitely more for fun, but there's going to be some competition on Connery as well. That is more sales domain, so we've split it up this year.
Okay, that sounds good. Nice to hear. In terms of like, you guys have faced VCATs in the semis last year. What was the big difference between facing them last year and this year? We've noted like the lack of maxes for 1, the lack of armor, severe lack of armor for 2. But from your guys' perspective, because you guys did win, I'd say a lot. I don't want to say harder, but more convincingly than last year. Last year was 6-3, now it's 8-1. But this time around, why did you think this match turned out as it was?
I'm not sure if they had fewer maxes than last year. I think they still had quite a number this year. But it is hard when you have less armor. And I'm not sure I noticed any mag riders. I did see some lightnings on the opener.
Okay.
That were pulled from the side base and drove towards the what we call the air base, or Bitter Gorge.
Yes.
So I did notice that armor, but it is definitely hard to get maxes up without hard spawns. You can load up a Galaxy, but that's slow. And really your only other option is a hard spawn, in which case, you're generally already on the defensive, which is tough, or a bus. And if you don't have armor control, you don't have a bus, you have fewer maxes, and that is tough.
For sure. We've seen them rely quite a bit on beacons this time around as well, for VCATs. In terms of another difference that we've seen from Alpha Wars 4 to 5, you guys are NC this time around. People mostly remember you guys as being TR last year. Why the sudden switch?
I mean, simply put, NC is stronger. I don't think the difference is as significant as last year, but it is still stronger.
Good to have it from the mouth of someone in an outfit that is very competitive. We've been saying it for years, and there we go. I hope the devs to realize this, and I mean, it will be too late to nerf NC. I mean, Alpha Wars will already be
It's
done. I don't know if there's going to be another Alpha Wars after this, but yeah, go ahead.
it's tough, in particular in regards to Nexus, because I think that compared to last year, last year the Jackhammer was very prevalent,
Right.
as well as the NC Max. Now I do think that the NC Max is still better, though that difference is less. And the Jackhammer has also, taken a nerf. It's probably still better than the chain gun, but that's not a huge delta. And you might say, the Lancer and the Striker make up for that, because obviously the Phoenix is completely worthless.
Right,
The
yeah.
Reaver has some advantages, especially in an airball. But the main thing that still gives NC an advantage on Nexus is the Vanguard, which is still very powerful. And part of that is because of the Nexus layout with its deep canyons and its tall mountains. It's hard for especially the Mag Rider to show its strength.
For sure. I mean, yeah, you pretty much nailed it in terms of like saying what is stronger than the rest. Maybe chain gun with like primary shotgun would be a close equivalent for TR that I can think of. You said it, you sort of like swap the secondary for primary on TR in terms of like your main weapon you're using. But again, chain gun is not gonna be as accurate as let's say a Godsaw primary. So you kind of are losing out on that front. Planet, did you have any questions on your end?
Just one. Do you have any players on your roster that you played with today that you want to give a shout out?
That would be hard because if I start naming names, I'm gonna want to name them all.
That's fair.
Because really, they all did a phenomenal job. Our squad leaders: Welder, Disenfranchised, Menace, Blackson, Lucas, Zariv, Shades. Those are really the backbone, and that's why I crashed out about 10 minutes in, and they were able to keep things going very, very effectively.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
nice
thanks.
to see. Yeah. You guys held on. Well, you guys really took the reins and you ran with it. You didn't let go of the gas, and you made sure to not give any not give VCats any room. Sorry, for a comeback whatsoever. Do you have any final words you want to say before we end the stream here, Saint?
I'm looking forward to the season, as scuffed as it always is. We had some difficulties in the start. You cannot invite person to platoon because they are an enemy. If anyone else gets that, by the way, the outfit invite button appears to bypass that. Pro tip.
Okay, cool. Very good to know. So if someone appears to be an enemy, outfit invite does help.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so yeah, we're getting some DBG productions again, as Outfit Wars may not go with a hitch, or without a hitch, I'd say. There will be many hitches. Speaking of like the hitches themselves that we've seen last season to the beginning, things have gone much smoother this time around. And you guys have played at Hydroponics for a bit. Did those columns get fixed, like the hitboxes of them? Have you seen that, or you tested it
That's
out?
a good question. I don't know.
Okay. We'll have to see tomorrow then. I'll probably have some time around there. We'll see how bad it was, because those things were thick compared to like what they actually looked like. So we'll have to see if that's really fixed. Well, GG's to both teams. Congrats to Recursion for winning. Thank you, Saint, for joining us in the interview. Thank you, Planet 9, for co-casting with me.
Yeah.
For my first stream ever, I don't think it's gone that bad. If there's anything I could fix, let me know. Otherwise,
I think you did a great job.
well, thank you. Well, you'll see the stream and you'll let me know if I've messed anything up. All right, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. There's gonna be more matches. Actually, I can show them on the in-game screen here. Tomorrow we have UTRA versus Turaf. Gonna be another close match. You should definitely go and watch that. NCCR versus EXBR. Gob versus Hour, and Northern Watch versus Ghost of the Revolution. They're gonna happen around this time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't mind the match times here. There is a schedule on Reddit, a pinned post with a Google Drive that'll tell you where every match is going to be streamed. So make sure to take a look at that. Otherwise, this was Eternal Casting, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.